Hey guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Benita. If you're new here, welcome. In today's video, I just wanted to speak about how important it is to learn to say no. This is really important in life, and it's a life lesson that I'm still trying to develop myself because it's really hard to say no. I'm the type of person that likes to make sure everyone around me is happy. If someone asks me for something, I like to try my best to help them, and I feel really bad if I'm not able to help them with that specific thing. It doesn't have to be financially. It could be in any situation. Sometimes people might ask you for your time and you just don't have time to give them. And it can be difficult to say no, especially when someone is in need and someone needs you, such as a friend or a family member. So there are many different situations in which um, you could be of service and of help to other people. I've realized though that me personally, as I have been growing up, I'm still very young, but um, I've always struggled with saying no. And whenever I said no, I felt really, really guilty about it. And as time has passed, I've realized that actually saying no is not that much of a bad thing. Sometimes you need to say no to certain situations, to certain people, in order to look after yourself. And actually, this video was inspired by a quote I came across on Instagram. I think it was Jay Shetty who posted this quote, and it said that there are 5 ways in which we can actually show love to ourselves, and one of them, um, one of the 5 on the list was being able to say no, this doesn't work for me, or no, I can't do this right now, or no, period. And I thought, wow, this is true. This is something that I am really trying to implement and to really become used to. I think especially when you are an empath, it's even more harder because you really pay attention to people's feelings and people's emotions and how people view you. And most of the time, we don't want people to view you negatively or to view you as a selfish person or someone that doesn't like to help others. So in life, there are many different occasions that might pop up, and many times people will come to you needing your help, right? So, how do you actually know and get the courage to say no to those people, especially if they're people that you love and care about? I feel like it's easier to say no to someone who's a stranger. You might see someone on the street and they might ask you for something, and even then I feel really bad, honestly. Like, when someone comes and maybe asks you for some change, for some coins, or they might have a sign that says, please help me, I need to buy bread, or I need to help feed my family. And sometimes you just don't have the money and you wish you could help them, but you don't have it. And in the moment, all you can say is, I'm sorry, no, I'm sorry, I don't have it. And even that is really, really hard to do for me. So if a situation arises where um, someone that I actually care about needs something from me and I'm not able to give it to them, that really hurts, and it's really hard to do, and it ends up like staying with me and bothering me for days, days after that. One of the reasons why it's important to learn how to say no at times is because you're then able to establish certain healthy boundaries with people in your life and people that are really close to you. Because sometimes we say yes to things that take so much of our time, energy, and it just drains us to the point where we're not able to say yes to things that are actually important to you. Now, of course, um, each situation is different, and you need to be able to evaluate the situations that come up in your life. I can't sit and tell you what to say yes and what to say no to, But sometimes from experience, I've dealt with some toxic people that claimed to be maybe friends or acquaintances of mine, and they would always expect a yes from me. And this could be a friend, hey, this could be a friend, it could be a family member, it could be a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a husband or wife, it could be anyone in your life. But sometimes you deal with those people that just drain you physically, mentally, emotionally, because they just demand and um what's the word, require so much from you, to a point where you just feel like you just cannot do it because mentally it's just not possible. So in those moments, it's time for us to really take a step back and to actually accept the fact that we cannot be giving our energy and our attention to these specific situations and these specific toxic people, because then it just harms us, and it just brings so much negativity into our space and into our mind and into our thoughts. This can be hard to do, especially if you really care about that person. But most of the time, you're able to realize toxic people, people that just, you know, that just drain you to the point where you you're just not at peace, or you're stressed out, and it affects you in other various ways. Every situation is different, but by learning to say no, we're able to set those boundaries and to ultimately possibly become, more stress free and happier in our own lives. I have a friend actually who was dating a narcissist some years ago, and this guy really treated my friend badly, um, to the point where she just became so used to the treatment. And he would treat her in such a bad way that the next day or days after ghosting her, he would want to meet up with her all of a sudden, like everything's okay. And she was so quick to say yes, even though she was still hurt and still disappointed in him. She just could not say no out of fear that maybe he would leave her, or fear of, possibly um ending the relationship, or and she just made herself constantly available to that man, even though he was not treating her well. And at the end, they broke up because she slowly began to realize that at some point she needed to say no. She needed to put her foot down, or else this guy was just gonna treat her like she was nothing. And the minute that she learned to say no to him, he actually did leave, and they broke up. And she ended up moving on to a better guy, and she's happier now. But if she had constantly said yes to every single thing that this narcissistic guy was asking for and saying, she might have still been in that relationship, and who knows how it would have ended. It would have just been a cycle of mental abuse all the time. So learning to say no can protect us in a way as well, and can also help us weed out the people that are good for us and the people that are bad for us. So me making this video does not mean that I've mastered this skill of saying no. I'm still far from it, and there's still times where I say yes to certain things or certain people, certain jobs that I know are not good for me. Actually, I stopped saying yes to that a long time ago, and I ended up finding the career that I actually wanted to be in, that made me happy. So it's something that can be acquired over time with practice. But I think that it's something that's really valuable and that can help us in the long run and in the long term. So that's what I wanted to share in today's video. Let me know if you struggle with saying no to people or to situations, and if you don't struggle, and how that's impacted you in a positive or negative way. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.